Be out there even when it's cold and it's freezing and you don't want to do it no more. You got to be out there and be doing it. So you know what, you got to make a habit out of it, out of your great habits and knock out your bad habits. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Loads of content going up there, daily content. Make sure you do that. So if you're watching this right now and you'll actually appreciate and love what I do and you support what I do, put a thumb up. Good morning, it's Make a Habit Motivation. It's about 6:40 a.m. GMT UK time, put it that way. Yesterday we talked about the minds, we've talked about time equals money, we've talked about branding, we've done a Black History special, we've talked about fair, which I'm putting back out at Halloween, near Halloween, because it just seems like practical. It just seems, it makes sense, doesn't it? It clicks really, you know. And like for me, this one is turning a negative into positive. Oh, that sounds difficult. So I know most of you are not really going to watch this video in entirety, and I don't plan to do a long Make a Habit motivational video today. I don't. It's a Saturday, you know, Saturday, and it's dark and everything. But for me, I've come a long way with this Make a Habit motivation, and I was thinking to myself, like, I've made a habit out of it. I make a habit. Make a habit. Make a habit is what it is. So I'm going to give you guys a challenge. A make a habit challenge. So just put make a hashtag make a habit, and what you need to do is just change one of your bad habits into a good habit. Now it could be anything really. It could be spending more time with the family, it could be going out and running, it could be stop eating junk food for like a day and eating some healthy food, attempt to eat some healthy food. It can be anything. It could be like you was bullied before, because I always talk about youth. And if you think about youth, kids that are bullied, even adults that are bullied, what's the main thing that they do? They constantly, in their minds, creating and building up fear. Building up fear. False evidence appearing real. Eliminate fear and then possible comes possible. Yeah? False evidence appearing real is what Zig Ziglar said. I'm not going to take credit for that. And eliminate your fears and then possible comes possible is one of my quotes that I didn't even realize how, at the time when I was writing quotes in 2013, I didn't even know that quotes actually existed. Believe it or not, I didn't really know quotes are quotes. I didn't actually know that famous people say a few words and then people get gassed and happy and start using their words, and then it's all over. People say, oh, this is a quote that they said, and then it becomes legendary. But anyway, the point is to make a habit out of your great habits. Now, I am challenging you to use the hashtag make a habit and do something that you haven't done before. Like I challenged myself the other day to say good morning to at least as many people as possible while I was making my way to the office. It was going great, but because we've got these habits what we don't do every day, it kind of started to just like, I was like going at 100 miles an hour, and then it turned down to 50 miles an hour, then 40, then 20, and then I just kind of just slowed down and brake, and then I stopped doing it. And I kind of made the excuse, well, you know, people walking and fast, and some people might think I'm a pervert or some, you know, because people don't like it when you're nice to people. I've even seen people say, and I've heard that people say, if you are nice to someone automatically thinks that's flirt. You're flirting with them, because people's not used to anyone being nice anymore. Is it true that we are not used to people being nice? Now I gotta say, and I'm someone who doesn't share this stuff, and fair enough if you share it. But what I've got to say, if it was your brother, sister, uncle, mother, auntie, niece, your own child, would you be happy? Would you be happy, yeah? And the funny thing is, would you be happy with someone sharing a picture of your auntie, a video clip of your auntie with her weave not on point, like, and her tracks showing? You know, and that means like the stitching, literally the stitching there, or your child, or you end up taking your child to school, and you just so happens that your child's school uniform is actually not fitting properly, not correct, and then that goes viral, and then we look at ourselves and we go, oh, young people are bullying, are bullying, and crime rates going up, but we're not even setting an example. You need to make a habit to lead by example. So the hashtag is make a habit, and then do something. It could be a picture. Like for me, make a habit. I'm a hairy guy. you know, TMI, too much information, but I make sure I make a habit to clean the shower after I've used it and to make sure I've not left a trail of hair, because hairiness can look like pubes, and it may be pubes, who knows, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to leave it like that, especially when you got guests over, you know, and there's a trail of hair, and then there's hair in the soap, and, you know, and then my missus sometimes was like, you've used my soap, and she'll be thinking I've used it somewhere like in my personal parts, intimate parts, and it's not even that. I've washed my face, my beard hair comes off, and then my chest hair comes off if you rub really hard, you know. But anyway, what I've got to say to you is make a habit. That's the hashtag. It's a challenge. Make a habit. Now, negativity is so easy for us to do. It's so easy to be negative, and it takes a lot of people to smile. I spoke to people and they were like, oh, you know, I noticed you're doing your videos at night time. I said, nah, mate. It's actually 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, it's early hours of the morning when no one's about. And I do it on purpose because then obviously this goes on your timeline. You see the post and then you're like, oh, you know, this guy's up every day. And I started to make excuses for myself. Like when I was going to do it, I was like, oh, you know, don't do it. You know, you haven't done certain things. It's not right for you, you know. And then you start building up this cage in your mind that it isn't going to work for you. It's like, while I'm doing this Facebook Live, I've only got a couple hundred people that actually like my page. And then, obviously, no one's actually watching the video. So I could just stop. But I like to do stuff live. Someone might tune in. I might get 100 people tuning in. Who knows? But the point is, we've got to keep on changing and doing new stuff to make progress in life. You cannot continue with the same habits and expect your life to change, because until your habits change, your life will continue to be the same. And habits, and many habits, is a paradigm, and your subconscious mind feeds from the paradigm. Along the lines of that, I'm not a professional. I haven't been doing this for 55 years. Proctor Gallagher, you know, I listen to Proctor Gallagher, Elle Nightingale, Les Brown, you know, Rory, Yvonne, Yomeni, and you know, there's some young people there. Ish, that does quotes, and he's really good at them. Ish quotes, you know. Coach Ed the Motivator, something like Coach Ed the Motivator. I'm sure that's what his name is. I don't know what his real name is, but the point is, there are people coming up that are doing good out there. You know, there are people out there that are doing so well, you know. And like for me, with this whole thing, like make a habit motivation, it's like, can I really come up with a topic every day? I was like, well, it's like asking, can you breathe every day? Of course I can breathe every day. So why am I not going to do a make a habit motivation every day? Regardless if anyone listens, that's at the time I put the video out, then it is what it is. But, you know, I've got coming up to about 2,000, near enough 3,000 people on my Facebook. But then I was looking at my Facebook page and I was like thinking to myself, oh, we got live. I didn't actually realize we got live. I don't even remember seeing an update or anything about it. But I was like, why don't I just do a Facebook Live on my actual Facebook page? And just take it from there. Because, you know, it's all about doing things different and taking it slow. Slow paces, you know, continuing to make a habit out of your great habits and knocking out your bad habits one by one. And staying positive, productive and patient. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, whew. I don't actually think to myself, ooh, in the sense of like thinking, well, what am I going to do and make a habit motivation? What am I going to do? I just drift off and I'm up and I'm just like, my mind is working overtime and I'm just thinking about everything, you know, about life and how happy I am to be here. And some people's no longer here. But I've got to say that the challenge is make a habit. Make a habit out of your great habits. So make a habit, turn a bad habit into a positive habit. Like, I said about saying good morning to someone. Even when you're driving, if someone pulls in front of you, don't blow your horn. You know, just use the hashtag make a habit. We've been doing this for some time now. We're doing it in 2013. There was a bit of a hindrance and stuff happened in life. I've talked about it in my videos, you know, but we're moving. It's a movement. It's a make a habit movement. And that is what it is. So whether your habits is like picking your nose, just see if you could stop picking your nose and start clipping your fingernails. You know, replace a bad habit with a good habit. That's what you need to do. Is replace a bad habit with a good habit. I know, and I said negative, replace a negative with a positive. So in regards to that, good morning. So, you know, it's not hard to say good morning to people, but you know, the thing is with that, it's a chat, like people don't like to be like confronted in any kind of way, whether it's a happy kind of gesture or a positive. I've literally, see, that's the word I said I wouldn't say yesterday. So if you've watched yesterday's video, you'll see. And I literally just cut myself from saying that word. I said, I ain't going to use that word. I'm saying it too much, and I don't want to use it. All right? It may have been relevant to what I'm saying, but the point is, in life, we all need motivation. It all comes in different forms, shapes, and sizes, and we get our motivation in different ways. But what I will say to you is I've done this myself. I've watched the video and I'm like, it hasn't done anything for me. But the thing is, you have to continually watch the video. I'm not saying this particular video. There may be another video that I've done or someone else's motivational video or tapes. I'm not just saying to just look and see me. You might not relate to what I do. But the point is, I am me and I'm going to continue being me. What are you going to continue to do in your life? And smile about things. Like, I was speaking to one of my colleagues and they were like, oh, you know, I didn't even want to get out of bed. And I said, oh, why is it you don't want to get out of bed? Oh, I'm not really I don't really want to go to work. And I was like, well, you're not obviously enjoying what you're doing. So you need to do something that you enjoy doing, that your passion, that you love to do. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't make any money for you right now, but as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, then continue to be happy doing what you're doing. So for me, I am going to continue. And I want you to continue. But at the same time, the movement, as I said, is make a habit. Now, many of you may be like, oh, this is just ridiculous. But at the end of the day, you have to lead by example. Make a habit to lead by example. Now, I've got to say, a lot of videos are going viral and they're negative. And then people complain about the videos being negative, but they don't do anything about it. So I'm saying you could do a video to say what you're doing, what's a positive movement you're doing out there, whether you're giving to charity, whether you're running for charity, whether you don't have to start filming homeless people, for example. You don't have to do it in that kind of way. You know, just think of something else. You don't have to be exploiting people to get views and likes and credit, you know. You don't have to. If it makes sense, and you know, I don't want anyone to causing themselves any injuries because you know you're thinking, oh, I don't know how to ride a motorbike and I'm going to do it today. No, none of that. You know, the thing is, you put something out so clear cut and simple, and there's people like to overcomplicate it, and it's really not about that. So as my mouth is getting dry from the air blowing in and out my mouth, it's all about replacing the negative with a positive. And we're never going to be 100% positive. We ain't God. You know, we're only human, and we're here. We have our thoughts, you know, we learn from our mistakes. I was hearing someone's car go by, they got talking coming out. But you know, yes, it is what it is. So if if you're late all the time, see if you can just once be on time. If you use certain words or you've been bullied in the past and way back in, and I mentioned this at the start of the video, then whatever the word was that someone called you, you know, replace that with something nice about yourself. I looked in the mirror the other day. Well, I look in the mirror every day, let's be fair. Very fair. And I don't see what other people see. When I look in the mirror, I see my pec, I see my chest all built up, my six pack. I see myself when I was 18. Then my missus decided to take a picture of me. Seriously. I will actually, maybe might put the picture up. I don't know. Trust me. When I saw the picture, I was in stitch. I was first shocked because I looked like a bunny. Then my belly was hanging over my buckle. Was that buckle? My bottoms anyway. It was my boxers. I think it was my boxers. And yeah, it wasn't a pretty picture. I'll put it out. It was not a pretty picture. Them type of picture there go viral. I don't know if I'm willing to put it up. I don't even think I will put it up, but you never know. I might not. You only live once. But the point is, I didn't like what I saw. And there's so many of you that look in the mirror and you may not actually see yourself when you was 18 or when you actually look physically fit, and you may not like what you look like, but there's someone out there for everyone, you know. So regardless of, it's got to be about you when you make that change. When you decide to lose weight, build up on weight and gain weight and build muscle, you should do it for yourself, not for Instagram feeds or, you know, for people to look at you and admire you. You should do it for you. Because if you're not doing it for you, eventually it's all going to just disintegrate. So like, whatever you're doing today, hashtag make a habit every day, and put out there what you're doing that's changing the world, or just changing you and your family, or just a few people, loved ones, friends. That's all you have to do. So it is what it is. Continue to make a habit out of your great habits and knock out your bad habits one by one. And I just wanted to touch on the subject of youth. Young people, when they're stuck in gangs, it's obviously the reason why is they don't believe they're loved. They don't believe there's any care, anyone's caring for them in the world. And another thing is that whole thing with the fair business. Now, once they start thinking in their minds about how they're not going to be able to leave the gang because they're going to kill them, you know, they're going to rape them. I don't know, I'm being real. I know I want to keep it positive, but it's just a fact. They're going to do X, Y, and Z with them, you know, and they're going to make an example out of them. And they keep creating that in their mind. And as they do that, their mind shuts down. Fear kicks in. Their body locks up. And like, you know, and that's it. And then they're stuck there until someone makes a difference, you know, and shows them that there's the light, that there is a way out. And it's not all about that. Because, you know, I grew up in North London. I wasn't in a gang. Could easily have been in a gang, you know, and easily joined the gang. I'm prime product. I left home at 16 because I didn't get on with my mother. And if I could change the hands of time, I would. But I don't really personally think that I would be doing this now. You know, some people will say, well, you was destined to do it. You know, you've got a voice, you can speak all day long. Sometimes when in school, I used to be called chatterbox, you know. But at the same time, if you think about stuff and honestly think about it, when you've got old people in homes, they bring around, there's like certain schemes of projects that they bring young people around, little kids and that. And obviously, about being happy keeps us ticking, keeps us alive, healthy. So you've got to keep yourself happy as much as possible, you know. You have to. It's like in hospital, you don't see them bringing around, letting them watch horror movies about death and violence. You see them watch comedies, you know, they have clowns, they pet animals. So why don't we do it more in life? I'm not telling you to go petting people, but hug someone, you know, be more loving. So that could be one of your habits. Like, you don't hug your wife, you know, you don't ask them how their day was. So yeah, the challenge is make a habit out of your great habits and knock out your bad habits one by one. The challenge is make a habit. And if I had all that futuristic stuff, you know, and the technology, live, it's a live video, and I know you could do so much more. At the moment, this is where we're at, and you see it's getting daylight, so it's not actually nighttime, it's actually morning. GMT time, and the time is just 2 minutes before 7 a.m. GMT UK time. So yes, the challenge is make a habit. So hashtag make a habit. So it's make a habit. One word, machabit. All right, people. So yep, that's what it is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because all the videos are going to get uploaded there. All the videos are going to get uploaded there. Okay. And before I leave, I'll always do it. You got to continue to make a habit out of your great habits and look at your bad habits one by one. Stay positive, productive, and patient, and believe in achieving God. Make a habit. 1,